In many books that he published as prefect of the Congregation for the Faith, and he has repeated it publicly and privately since many times. In a preface to a book that Dom Alcuin Rite has published about the organic growth in the liturgy, the Holy Father compares the Church to a gardener and says that everything in the liturgy has to be organic growth. So you cannot cut away pieces. You cannot simply destroy a plant that you want to grow, but you have to be very careful to find for this plant exactly the good time in the year, the right nourishment, the place it wants to be and wants to grow, and then take care of it with great prudence daily and without intercession. It is very important that the Holy Father has made this remark, because this is implicitly a critique of so many things that have happened in the last 40 years. People have believed that the wonderful plant of the liturgy that God has planted in the midst of the church can be treated like a plastic plant, that you can expose it as you want to your whims, and that it is more beautiful than a real rose. The outcome of that is much too obvious to all of us. And I do not want to spend this evening by enumerating stories that you all know about the numerous abuses that the liturgy has undergone in these last years. The Holy See, in a famous document, has, as far as I recall, at least enumerated 60 types of abuses that are prohibited and still continue, and with that has shown that there is a problem. Well, the Institute of Christ the King is very clear about how to resolve the problem. Problem is, first of all, to recognize the place of the liturgy in the church. And this will be the first of my topics today. We have to understand that the liturgy is not a decoration of a cake, like a little bit of whipped cream that you place on a wonderful birthday cake to make it more beautiful. The church, even today, in the crisis we undergo, is still a very impressive worldwide operation. If you only think that the church most certainly has the greatest number of charitable organizations in the whole world, that the church has hundreds and thousands of hospitals, of kindergartens, of orphanages, of schools, of universities, of all kinds of operations that take care of the needs of the people of our time. The church is like, and this is not a word coined by me, but by a German scholar, the church seems to be like a frozen giant. It is said that she is frozen. She seems paralyzed, but she is still a giant. And she is everywhere present. And under the rags and under the dust that seems to cover her, she is still the powerful queen she has always been.